Hey groupies, welcome back to Form of Therapy. This is the Culture Study. I'm the channel's video producer. You can call me PD. And today we are finally checking out Crossroads by GFRIEND. Now, the Culture Study is where we check out K-pop music videos. I provide my song and video analyses. I'm an aspiring filmmaker. I've had some time on music video sets and different types of production as well. So I provide my insight on whatever I tend to notice and whatever I tend to see. I'm excited to see GFRIEND's Crossroads because this is, I believe, GFRIEND's first comeback since they were acquired by Big Hit. I believe they still operate under Source Music, but they are a subsidiary. This is how much I have become a believer of GFRIEND. I went out today and I literally bought the GFRIEND Labyrinth album, even though I have not even seen this comeback yet. Previously on our channel, we did a listening party for their previous studio album, the Sunrise album, and I was so impressed. You Are Not Alone is one of my favorite B-side tracks, and after listening to that, I was so impressed. I was just like, yeah. No, I have this much faith in the group that I will literally go out and buy an album. And look at the quality. I love the cover of this album. I love the way that it's in motion. It's a great photo that tells a story even though you don't know what the story is, and it makes you want to know more. And it's very cinematic. It's a very cinematic photo. I love it. As a storyteller, as a movie maker, this is fantastic. It was a beautiful album, and we will definitely do a listening party for it some other time. But today we're going to be checking out Crossroads. Now, before we actually get into Crossroads, this video is brought to you by our Patreon. We would greatly appreciate it if you would support us on Patreon. As you can see, we have a brand new setup. This is temporary just because we moved into our first studio office. I got an office, and it's because of you guys on Patreon. Because of your support, I was able to afford an office. I'm doing bigger and crazier things, and yeah, it's all because of you guys. And if we're going to be doing this, I'm going to need to keep the lights on. So if you want to support us monetarily, Patreon is the best way to do so. Patreon.com/formatherapy for as little as $2 a month. You get early access to reaction videos like this and more. At different tiers, you get live stage reactions, variety show reactions, and etc. But supporting us monetarily, of course, is not mandatory. If you can't support us or you just don't want to in a monetary sense, we understand. Let's just watch this music video. This is Crossroads by GFRIEND, and this is your form of therapy. Wow. That is cool. That was cool. Very emotional, beautiful opening. Whoa. Curious as to what this is going to sound like. Oh, we're getting... Ooh, okay. Haven't heard this GFRIEND in a minute. Love the cinematography. It's shot more like a movie and less like a music video. It's great.
그때 다시 만나게 해줄 거라 짐작해 아니 침착해 난 아무것도 몰라 그리워하다 여전히 이곳에 멈춰있어 나 계속 맴돌기만 해 서성이다 아직 모두가 너로 가득해 아직 어디도 못 가겠어 혹시 빠르게 지나쳐도 내가 널 찾을게 그때 다시 너에게로 너는 어디쯤에 가 있는 걸까 To the sky 어떤 길을 가도 다 너로 변해가 언젠가는 알게 될 거야 빛이 따라서 달려갈게 널 기억해내게 그때 다시 너에게로 비춰진 빅싱이 스타 너에게 들려질까 부서지는 샤이닝 스타 너에게도 보일까
So those Kulture Crossroads by GFRIEND. This is more so the old GFRIEND sound that we haven't heard in a handful of comebacks. It hasn't been a long time, but more recently I would say that we've gotten a lot more of the catchy pop hits from GFRIEND. But GFRIEND is a group that sort of found a niche within the K-pop industry by producing songs that leaned a lot more heavy onto the orchestral side, had beautiful melodies that had beautiful sweeping, almost movie-like melodies, and I'm glad to see them leaning back into it. It's not necessarily my favorite when it comes to that. I would say Rough is forever going to be my favorite GFRIEND title track because that song is the perfect, because I believe that song is the perfect combination between being both a really cinematic song and also being a wonderful addictive pop hit. The production of the song here, aside from like the pre-chorus to the actual chorus where there is a very notable actual change in tone, the guiding portion here are the vocals, and the instrumental is just a lot of loud violins going on, so there's rarely a break and room to breathe, so the portions between the verses and the rest of the song kind of blends, and I would prefer that there be some more harder start and stops, some more parts of the song that kind of makes it a little bit more dynamic. I will say though, this is one of the better shot GFRIEND music videos, if not one of my favorites. I love that this music video is shot in a very cinematic style. It's almost shot like a movie. I'm talking like a really, really high quality movie. Some of the things that made this look so much more movie-like as opposed to a traditional music video, even for GFRIEND, is definitely the lighting. The lighting plays a big factor. They use a lot of subtle, very soft lighting, even some parts where they'll have overblown windows and they'll underexpose like Omji's face or something like that. Those kind of portions kind of make it look more cinematic because it seems more true to life to see the shadows, but it is also lit. It is properly lit so that it's not completely in darkness and you don't lose those fine details. One of my favorite shots in the music video has to be Luna standing in the middle of a literal crossroads. I mean, there is something about this that feels more akin to like Japanese cinema, the cinematography style, than it is to Korean cinematography style. Japanese film, there is something about the way that they crush their blacks and the way it's always had sort of like a vintage washed out look that is very unique to Japan. So I'm actually surprised that this is a Korean comeback. But the way it's shot, I thought it would be perfect for honestly a Japanese comeback. As a filmmaker, I personally really like that they went this route to kind of make a more beautiful little short movie here rather than an actual full-on music video. There's no dancing nor choreography in this video. It's just all about the visual story and what they're telling. I love the B-roll in this. I love the B-roll in this music video. The B-roll is basically like the stock footage that they show to kind of just have placeholders, but also give you a certain vibe and mood of the film. And the B-roll in this film, gorgeous. It's one of my favorite pieces of K-pop music videos I've seen. It's not the best K-pop music video in the world. In fact, I would not even say this is a K-pop music video. This feels more like a short film, but it is definitely up there in terms of just like the artistic value of it. I don't know how GFRIEND Buddy fans are gonna feel about this direction. I personally really like this break. I don't know how GFRIEND Buddy fans are gonna feel about this sort of revert to direction to going back to something that is a little bit more cinematic. I know that people have really enjoyed their past few comebacks with Sunrise and Fever, and while it may not necessarily be a catchy pop hit, I actually really enjoy the cinematic value of both the music video and the song. You know, personally, I don't like the song more than Hea or Fever. Those are great pop songs. But honestly, because the film, I think, is visually so appealing, the song Crossroads acts less as a K-pop song, and it kind of serves more as a soundtrack for this film, and I personally really enjoyed watching it. So I don't know, I can't say that I'm complaining. I'm not mad about going back to kind of one of the things that they're really good at, and it's just having really cinematic, intimate music. So I personally really like it, but what do you guys think? What do buddies think about this comeback from GFRIEND? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, a lot of people want me to check out this Labyrinth live performance or whatever. I'm gonna be doing that kind of stuff on Patreon, so if you are a GFRIEND fan, if you're a buddy and you want to see me react to some extra GFRIEND variety content, head on over to our Patreon. At the $2 tier, you get early access to reactions, but for our summer tier patrons and up, you also get live stage variety show reactions, and you can make requests for anything you want me to watch, and I will most likely get to them. So thank you guys for suggesting this video. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to check out some more GFRIEND content on Patreon, but supporting us monetarily is completely optional. If you don't want to support us monetarily, why don't you go ahead and just hit like down below. It's a free way to help us out. It's easy. Leave a comment. That helps us out with YouTube search algorithm when you go ahead and interact with the video. Go ahead and click subscribe. Be notified when we upload a new video in the future. And go ahead and check out all our videos over here.